Hello to all of the P.I.M.O JWs around the world, the XJWs around the world, and the Jehovah's Witnesses, because I know you're watching. This is Mackie P.I.M.O JW Jones, and I wanted to talk about R. Kelly. Oh my goodness. So, R. Kelly has been found guilty in the sex trafficking trial. He's been found guilty of exploiting his superstar status to run a scheme to sexually abuse women and children over 2 decades. That's ridiculous. 20 years? They should have been locked his ass up. Seriously. According to BBC, 11 accusers, 9 women and 2 men took the stand over the searing 6-week trial to describe sexual humiliation and violence at his hands. After 2 days of deliberation, the jury found Kelly guilty on all charges he was facing. Sentencing is due on 4th of May, and he could spend the rest of his life behind bars. The jury found Kelly, whose full name is Robert Sylvester Kelly, was the ringleader of a violent and coercive scheme that lured women and children for him to sexually abuse. Wow. The singer most famous for his award-winning song, I Believe I Could Fly. Yeah, we all loved that song as a kid. Now that I'm thinking about it, all the songs that I liked growing up, he wasn't talking to no grown folks when he was writing these songs. He was talking to teenagers. He was talking to little girls. And now, looking back, it's grossing me the fuck out. But he also found to have trafficked women between different U.S. states, produced child pornography, and engaged in kidnapping. One woman who testified that Kelly imprisoned, drugged, and raped her said in a written statement after the verdict that she had been hiding from Kelly due to threats made against me since she went public with her accusations. She says, I'm ready to start living my life free from fear and to start the healing process. Legal documents also revealed the mental torment Kelly subject his victims to. They were not allowed to eat. They were not allowed to use the bathroom without his permission. That's terrible. He controlled what clothes they wore and made them call him daddy. Gloria Allred, a lawyer who represented several victims, told reporters, I've been practicing law for 47 years. During this time, I've pursued many sexual predators who have committed crime against women and children. Of all the predators that I have pursued, Mr. Kelly is the worst. At a news conference outside the court on Monday, prosecutor Jacqueline Casoulis said that the jury has sent a message to other powerful men like Kelly. No matter how long it takes, the long arm of the law will catch up with you. The verdict comes 13 years after Kelly was acquitted of child pornography charges after a trial in the state of Illinois. Many of the allegations heard in the trial were first laid out in the 2019 documentary of Surviving R. Kelly. If you haven't watched that, hopefully it's still available for you to watch. I think it was on Netflix. If it's not on Netflix, it may be on Prime Video. Victims were sometimes selected from his concert audiences or were enticed to join him after being offered help with their fledgling music careers after chance encounters with the singer. But after joining his entourage, they found that they were subject to strict rules and aggressively punished if they violated what his team had dubbed Rob's rules. Oh, wow. Along with sex trafficking, Kelly was also found guilty of racketeering, a charge normally used against organized crime associations. During the trial, prosecutors detailed how his managers Security guards and other entourage members worked to assist him in his criminal enterprise. Let's see. This was a swift decision by the jury of 7 men and 5 women. They took 9 hours over 2 days to reach a verdict, meaning they must have been fairly united in their examination of the evidence. Right before the verdict was read, a handful of R. Kelly's fans blasted his music outside the courthouse. Oh, Lord. Okay. I asked him how they felt after he was found guilty. They were visibly sad. Why? Why are you sad that a pedophile is guilty? That shows the condition of your mind, and it's not well. Anyway, let me keep reading. They were visibly sad, and told me they still supported him. On the other hand, R. Kelly's victims are feeling some measure of comfort. One who remained anonymous throughout the trial issued a statement saying she felt like she could now start the healing process. This verdict no doubt hinged on their testimony and willingness to recount personal trauma. For decades, these black women kept asking when they would be heard, when their voices would matter. This conviction is their Me Too victory. During the federal trial, the court also heard how he had illegally obtained paperwork to marry underage singer Aaliyah, of course, who died in a plane accident in August 2001 after marrying Kelly at age 15. Kelly's lawyer, Devereaux Canick, told, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He told reporters that the singer did not expect to be found guilty. Okay. The government cherry-picked their version that they thought would support the continuation of the narrative, said Mr. Canick. Why would he expect this verdict given all the inconsistencies that we saw? Kelly is separately facing trial in Chicago on child pornography and obstruction charges. He is also due to face sex abuse charges in Illinois and in Minnesota. Wow, this is crazy. My thing is, why did it take so long? If you were alive back in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a sex tape of him peeing on a young woman. Of course, he denied it and said it wasn't him. But come on now. People let that slide. We still, listening to his music. Everybody was suffering from cognitive dissonance. And I was guilty of it too, okay? Because, everybody was just so mesmerized and hypnotized by his hits because he was a musical genius or whatever. But it's something with celebrities, they can just get away with it. Had this been a regular person, he probably would have been in jail for 20 years by now. See? But, yeah, justice has finally been served. So, R. Kelly, you did this to yourself. So, yeah. That's all I wanted to talk about. I will post the link of where I read the article below. This is Mackie P.I.M.O. J.W. Jones. Question everything. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. And don't be afraid to do outside research. Chicken nuggets are done. So, love you all in peace. Oops.